Hola, hola, ¿qué tal chicos? ¿Cómo están? Espero que todos ustedes estén muy bien. Yo estoy muy bien, contenta, porque hoy vamos a hablar sobre un país que me gusta mucho. Este país se llama Argentina. Argentina es un país que está en América del Sur. Es un país largo y tiene mucha cultura, historia y arte muy interesantes. Así que hoy vamos a aprender sobre este país que me encanta. Bueno, para comenzar, algunos datos importantes sobre Argentina. El área es 2.780.400 kilómetros cuadrados. En cuanto a la población, ellos tienen 43.024.000 habitantes o personas. La capital es Buenos Aires. Algunas de las ciudades importantes son Córdoba, Rosario y Mendoza. Son las más importantes, las más grandes, aparte de Buenos Aires, la capital. La moneda que ellos usan se llama el peso argentino. Así como en los Estados Unidos nosotros usamos los dólares, en Argentina ellos usan el peso argentino. Y los idiomas, bueno, ellos usan el español, es un país hispanohablante, y también tienen algunas lenguas indígenas. Como ustedes pueden ver en esa imagen, Argentina tiene frontera con Chile, con Uruguay, Paraguay y Brasil. Aquí les estoy mostrando una foto de Buenos Aires. Es una ciudad muy bonita, como ustedes pueden ver. Tiene arquitectura estilo europeo. En esta foto se puede ver la plaza principal de Buenos Aires. También Buenos Aires en particular es conocida como la París de Sudamérica. Es una ciudad que se ve muy europea, looks very European. That's why it's called the Paris of South America. En estas fotos ustedes pueden ver el obelisco, la Casa Rosada. They have, instead of a white house, they have a pink house where the president lives, the presidential palace. So you can see that here. And also in the middle, there's a picture of a couple dancing tango. Tango es una danza típica de Argentina, muy romántica, muy elegante y muy popular en el mundo. También Argentina es famoso en el mundo por la Patagonia. La Patagonia es un grupo de montañas donde los turistas generalmente van a escalar montañas y también a esquiar. Cuando es tiempo de invierno y hay nieve y frío, a la gente le gusta ir allá para esquiar. Hay una marca de ropa que se llama Patagonia. There's a brand, a clothing brand, you may or may not have heard of it, called Patagonia. The guy got the idea, I guess, from going to La Patagonia in Argentina, and he really loved these mountains, which are beautiful, and that's where he got that name from. Speaking of that, not that long ago, I heard that this guy became, I think, a billionaire, and without even trying. He was just selling skiing equipment, if I'm not mistaken, and he went ahead and donated most of his money so that it would be used for climate change. So that was a nice thing, right? Okay. Muy bien, también en Argentina ellos son famosos por las cataratas de Iguazú. Las cataratas de Iguazú están justo en el medio de la frontera de Argentina, Uruguay y Paraguay. It's like right in the middle of, or where in the intersection where all these countries meet. And this is a picture, las cataratas de Iguazú. So they are the Iguazú Falls. Cataratas means falls. In Spanish, Niagara Falls es las cataratas Niágara. En cuanto a la comida típica de Argentina, ellos tienen especialmente mucha carne de res, so cow's meat, beef. It's called carne roja o carne de res. Y también las salchichas. I guess they had a lot of German people also that influenced their cuisine. So a lot of sausages and meat. but also they have a lot of Italian influence, so you'll see that they enjoy pastas and pizzas and things like that. Another thing that is popular is empanadas, and empanadas are popular in a lot of Spanish-speaking countries, not just Argentina, but I've heard that their empanadas are really good. Son muy buenas, son deliciosas. También ellos tienen el flan. El flan es un postre que también es popular en otros países también de Sudamérica. Por ejemplo, en el Perú también es popular, pero en Argentina es uno de los más importantes. El tiramisú, as I said, Italian influence. So el tiramisú es importante en la cocina argentina. Los alfajores. A nosotros en el Perú también tenemos alfajores, pero no sé, los alfajores argentinos no los he probado. I have never tried them, but I've heard they're good too. So you should try them, I guess. And one last thing I have here is a drink. It's called yerba mate. This is kind of like a tea or an infusion made of this plant called yerba mate. I've heard Argentinians like to drink this pretty much all the time. I think it has a little bit of caffeine, if I'm not mistaken, so it helps with energy like we do here. We drink coffee, they drink yerba mate. Muy bien, en cuanto a las tradiciones, en Argentina el fútbol es súper importante para todo el mundo, especialmente los hombres y los niños, pero en general es el deporte número uno que toda la gente siempre está mirando en la televisión. En esta foto ustedes pueden ver a Messi, Leo Messi. Él es el jugador más famoso de Argentina y probablemente del mundo. He's won several times the Ballon d'Or, so that's the award that they give to the best of the sport, in this case of the soccer. So Lionel Messi. También en esa foto ustedes pueden ver a Diego Maradona y Gardel. Es un cantante de tango. He's a tango singer, so he's next to Maradona. Maradona is another soccer player that was very famous a few years ago and still now from Argentina. And then they also drink a lot of wine. So as you can see here, I put a picture of a bottle of wine because wine is very popular in Argentina. Okay, this picture portrays a couple dancing tango. As I said, it is a very elegant, romantic type of dance that Argentina is well known for all around the world. In Europe also it became popular, but it started or originated from Argentina. As far as literature, there are two really big literary figures or writers that Argentina is known for. One of them is Julio Cortázar, and the other one is Jorge Luis Borges, who is the man in the middle, the older guy. That's Borges. They're both very famous around the world for the books and the stories and the poems that they wrote. And I have a picture here of a little girl riding a bicycle. That girl is called Mafalda. She is a caricature or like a cartoon character from Argentinian cartoonist called Kino, and she was not just any cartoon. She was kind of a cartoon for adults because she would talk about political issues, controversial issues, like current topics. It was about humanity and philosophy and politics and all that. So very interesting, and she would express her ideas but kind of in a funny way. So I love her. I love Mafalda. Okay, so Argentinos célebres, so some famous Argentinians that you may or may not have heard of in the past. The first one is El Che Guevara. This was a very popular Argentinian man. in the 60s, more or less, if I'm not mistaken. He was a medicine student, but he ended up getting into politics. He was friends with Fidel Castro, the Cuban dictator, and he was a very good friend of communism. So his ideas became popular in other countries as well, and actually it has reached our part of the world, because sometimes I do see people wearing a t-shirt which has his face. Maybe you have seen it too, El Che Guevara. Another couple people, I have three more, Maradona and Lionel Messi. They're both together. Those are the most famous soccer players of Argentina. Maradona is a little bit older, and Lionel Messi is more current. He's still playing. Maradona passed away not that long ago, actually. And then the last one is the Pope, El Papa Francisco. He became a pope not that long ago, and he's still the Pope right now, but he lives in Italy now. As far as music, Argentina is very famous for its rock, Latin rock, or rock latino in español. Here I have pictures of three of the most famous bands. One is called Rata Blanca, which means white rat, and then the other two are Los Auténticos Decadentes, the authentic decaying ones, I guess you could translate, and then Los Fabulosos Cadillacs, which is the fabulous Cadillacs. And last but not least, Argentina. One of the fun facts about Argentina is that it has a territory in the Antarctic. So here you can see a picture of a little piece of the land. So there's a little area in the Antarctic that belongs to Argentina. Okay, chicos, I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope you find it useful and you learned something new today. I'll see you in the next one, okay? Ciao, ciao.